rising, people. Grand rising. For those, top of the morning. For my 5%. How y'all doing, Earth? How y'all doing, gods? Let's get into it. You feel me? Happy Tuesday, people. I hope everybody's staying positive and powerful in this spectacular day. I had to pause and hit a silence. You feel me? Yeah, feel me? Okay, here's the update for today. The law. If you on my Facebook, updated. Well, I sent out a little what is it called? Cruelty of semen. Semen is very, very complicated. Very, very complicated. Why I say that is because the last video I was talking about was the indoctrination of the Masonic shit and the Mason or Masonic shit and the Admiralty law and shit like that. We're out of that. Good to say we're out of that. Some people might feel like they still cargo to the ship of the United States, but you are no longer cargo. You are now a vessel in navigation. Now, I'm not saying all vessels are in navigation despite high waters or low waters. Not all vessels are in navigation. That's where the term lost at sea come from. Finna break law down to you real quick so y'all understand. Original law was based off of Admiralty law. Admiralty law is basically sea law. It basically breaks down jurisdictions, the power, whatever the case may be. Now, I discovered in the United States Code that that the Admiralty laws, or whatever you want to call them, we are on those right now. I learned that when it comes to seamen and stowaways, this is important. That's criminal and civilian, if it makes sense. Civilian worker. Criminal and civilian worker. So, in the great text from 1947, because that's what most of them are made in 1947, get to talking about the United States. The United States, let's say it like this, the United States is a vessel. Is a big old vessel. And the United States produce vessels. That's the people that's on land. So a stowaway is a person that commits crime under the act. Now, people are like, oh man, this shit don't make no sense. But it makes complete sense. See, this stowaway and seaman laws are criminal offenses and defenses for court. These is how cities get to charge you, get to create law or crime in a state. This is it falls under all of this. It falls under sea, stowaways, and seamen in the United States Code. People. Cold as hell. Now, with that, it going to detail on how a person catch life. It really in that tells you, it don't tell you a murder. No, it breaks down like if a seaman, master, worker or a vessel of the United States basically commit, attend, attempt, and shit like that to kill or hurt or injure or wound another vessel in the United States, they will be charged as much time as it fit. You feel? And it says at the bottom, like, and this title can be used for anything, basically. So when if you ever been in court, you be like, man, you seen your discovery, and at the end of the trial and all that, whatever the case may be, you see all these charges, but you see your main charges. Go look up all those charges, because those are the United States Code. See, they looked up the code to figure out how to charge you. Now, I'm only dropping these jewels to get those who are not aware of a law ahead of law. So, that's how the process of getting in jail or prison or whatever the case may be. But it's a back door. There's a back and front door. You got to understand that these laws are set in place. Now, these laws, these stowaway and these seaman laws, they don't go into very details of you robbing people, or you shit like that. It basically tell you the basic laws most states abide by, and they create their laws under that. Now, it goes into jurisdictions, a court, and who has jurisdiction. People, no state has jurisdiction over you. No state has jurisdiction over you. I'm gonna be frank with you. If you're in the state of Minnesota, Minnesota does not have jurisdiction over you. The United States has jurisdiction, because guess what? Minnesota is in the United States. So when you go to court and they say, man, who has jurisdiction over you? And a prosecutor might say, or your public pretender might say, oh, Minnesota, such and such, such and such. You can stop that man right there and say, no. No, Minnesota do not have jurisdiction over me. The United States of America has jurisdiction over me. I am a master of my vessel. I navigate to my own sea in high and low waters. This will fuck them up. And I feel like the person that's representing me is false representing me. I want to cancel counsel and bring up charges upon him because he's not representing me right. This is the back door. And then I was forced to sign papers under my knowledge that will detain me, that will keep me here, and I have all rights to leave. If I don't feel like I'm being hurt, all of that, you have rights to leave. Now, your right to leave is based on your crime. It's based on your crime. Now, you can always get out, but it's hard. You can always get out, but it's hard. The best way to beat the system is learn the system. And so we're going to start with the process of you getting booked in. When you get booked in, there's a permission. Now, the officer is a vessel of the courts. The court is a vessel of the United States. So hopefully you're keeping up with me. Now, an officer can pull you over as a vessel of the courts and try to file criminal charges or offenses to you. Now, if you deem that this vessel of the courts is mishandling the situation, yes, you can refuse all the way down. All the way down. You can refuse to not even say nothing to the cops. This is true. When you say, I do not give you permission, that is a verbal. Now, this is where it gets real. When you do the verbal permission, you have the signature permission, and then you have the fingerprint permission. Listen, when you're going through this process, and I believe, so do not do this, But I believe you can actually go through this process and deny it all the way. When you deny it all the way, like I'm not trying to, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do. When you actually start to not, I did not sign up for this. I am not agreeing to this. I am not signing up for this. I am not agreeing to this. You can disagree to everything. You can disagree to everything. Disagree. You can disagree for the fingerprint. You can disagree for all of that. Because guess what? You didn't sign up for it. So if they take you in there forcefully, you took me in here forcefully, forcing me to sign, forcing me to do that. You can bring that up to the courts. When I say you can bring that up to the courts. How stupid it may sound. I'm like, damn, no, you can't. Yes, you can. It's a part of law. You can bring that up to the court, but you have to know what you are talking about. Because the judge know exactly what the fuck you talking about. The prosecutor and the public pretender know exactly what you're talking about. They want to make sure you're not tripping. So, when you're going through this process and you start to deny all the process, you are now in front of the captain, the master of the vessel that you're entering. Now, that's the court, the courts. You got court 1, court 2, court 3, court 4. There's different masters in the vessel or officer, whatever the case may be. So, when you get up there, yes, you can represent yourself. Whoever said you can't, you can't. It's just we cannot represent ourselves because we don't know law. Now, you can get out due to these issues right here. This is how people get out. This is how people that know law get out. So, the first way you get out is that you fire your counsel. You fire the counsel that was appointed to you because guess what? He's untrustworthy and he is in it for the vessels. The court, he's in it for the court to charge you. He's not in it for your best interest. So boom, that's one. Check that off. 2, they forced you to sign. They forced you to sign. Believe me, they forced you to sign. Because guess what? If they got to put hands on you with the cuffs on, and put your fingerprint down, and force you to sign the document, giving them permission to enslave you, giving them permission to give you time, letting them know how you... That's all that is. When you sign that, you're giving them permission to do whatever they feel like they want to do to you. Dead ass. When you sign that in prison, in jail, all of that, you got to start off with, I am not giving you permission. Now, when you fight that all the way through, you could tell the judge, I'm going to fire my counsel because my counsel is misrepresenting me as a seaman, as a master of my own vessel. I am in a jurisdiction of the United States, which therefore I am no jurisdiction of the states of the United States. You see how I said that? I am in no jurisdiction of the states, but I'm the jurisdiction of the United States. So that means you have freedom to roam, which is true. You have freedom to roam, which is true. Don't no state have jurisdiction over you, just the United States, especially when you're in navigation. So, after that, you have the process of seeing if the judge gonna let you go. Now, in order for the judge to let you go, you have to explain. You have to explain. If there is a weak criminal charge and the judge know that, they have to drop it. If they force you to do everything you did, they have to drop it. They have to drop it. And then that's going to let the judge know that you know law. When you bring these things up to the courts, the judge is going to have to let you go. It's false pretense, all of that. The judge is going to have to let you go because you fired your counsel. Because your counsel is misrepresenting you as a master of your vessel, as a person that's not under the jurisdiction of any state besides the United States. And then it's another one where, let me see if I can remember it, where you basically, you take control of your entity. Well, not even your entity, your vessel. So that's all it is in the court process. Court process is a little bit different, and I only broke that down because some people always want to know, like me, 9 times out of 10 other people want to know how the court system works. Court system is based off of permission. Everything is based off of permission. Everything is based off of permission. So, if they just need permission, they need permission. That's any official government, a person, a company. Why you think they ask you to fill out an application to a job? They not finna just walk up on you and say you want to work. Nope. They need documentation saying that you are willing to work for this vessel that work for another vessel to continue this ship going. Now, I'm going to drop a couple more knowledge, and then I'm going to end this day. I ain't going to say this day, but I'm going to end this message. People, now, the United States is one big-ass vessel. One big-ass vessel. Now, you have two options, and they do not give this to you in school. You have two options in this life, on this land, in this world. You have two options. You either be a worker or a server. Or you serve. One of the two. A worker or you serve. We all know what a worker is. You can be working as an officer. You can be working at McDonald's. You can be working landscaping. You could be working such and such. Now, service, army, military, community, rebuilding the community, foundations, stock and trade, becoming your own boss. So that's why there's a lot of this confusion. People, there's two options in this world. Two options. You either work or you serve. You're a server. So which one are you? I'm going to ask you that before I end this. Which one are you? Are you a worker or do you create? Do you create a stream of income for other people to help other people? Are you out here rebuilding, reshaping the community, or whatever the case may be? Or you just, I'm finna get a job and call it a day and work for this other entity and, keep it moving. Now, I want you to think sit on that, because it's deeper than what it may seem. If you be like, man, I need to hurry up and get back to work, you need to hurry up and figure out why you lost at sea and how you can navigate through these high and low waters without working. Turn your worker mentality into serving or service. So therefore, you really reap the benefits. When you're on the other side of that spectrum, you're reaping the benefits. You're reaping the benefits because guess what? It's real. It's real. It's real. It's real. So people, I'm going to end you with that. And criminals are stowaways. That's why with cargo, I'm gonna say we, because I'm basically, but we cargo of the United States until you, upon release, become a master of your own vessel and navigate through the waters on your own. This is how law speaks. This is how law speaks. Like it's how weird it is. But and then the homeless people are low income people, are if you want to call them workers or cargo of the United States. The cargo of the United States. They basically lost at sea because they have no navigation through high and low waters. When they say waters, they talking about life. So that's something to think about. And I think about that shit all the time. So low income and homeless people, low income families and homeless people are considered cargo of the United States. That's why everybody always push for low income, whatever the case may be. That's why people always wonder about the homeless, is because that's a part of law. There's two or three main things the state supposed to do. The United States is supposed to do. They're supposed to make sure that you are working and have an income, or have an income and create workers. So they do not really, they don't, the states don't believe in laziism. On this ship, you have to do something. You have to do something. If you're not doing nothing, you're a stowaway. And you will get prosecuted. I'm just being frank, man. I'm just being frank. This is the law. The law. But people, y'all stay powerful. Y'all stay positive. And look, I'm gonna go get some tea, some coffee or something. Man, let's start this shit right. People, let's get to it.